Thank you for joining us today on the International Leadership Podcast. My name is Joe Beauchamp, your host. I'm also the founder of Beauchamp Team Growth Solutions. We provide leadership development strategy, training, coaching, mentoring, consulting on topics such as leadership, communication, personal growth, emotional intelligence, building a culture that is successful. Get all your team developed and growing in the right direction, rowing in the right direction, carrying the burden of your team so that your company can scale the way you want it to. Give us a call or shoot me an email and have your free introductory consultation. Thank you. Audience, my name is Joe Beauchamp. I'm the founder of Beauchamp Team Growth Solutions. This is the International Leadership Podcast. We have we're on the American Business Podcast channel with about 200,000 subscribers. We'll get about anywhere between 2,000 and 6,000, maybe even more views on this podcast episode. And so today we're bringing a very special guest and good friend, Adam Holzer, who is the founder of Nooks and Socials. Adam, why don't you greet our listening audience? Tell us a little bit about yourself. What is the most important thing that you want the listening audience to know about you, Adam Holzer?
That I'm a very approachable and friendly guy.
Very approachable.
I like to be happy. It's good.
And you do.
I live in the Dix Hills, Comac area with my wife and our 3 children.
That's awesome.
In the future, when I watch this down the road and my kids watch it, my oldest right now is 8.5. It's my daughter Molly. We have a 5.5-year-old Jackson, and then we also have a almost 2-year-old next month, Charlie. And I'm looking all pixelated. I think I got to open the window again. I think this is on me, Joe. Right?
I think you're fine.
You think I'm fine? Okay, good.
He's fine.
Kevin would give me he would tell me if he thinks that it looked too pixelated.
I think it's good. So, dad of 3, for the listening audience that does not live in the Long Island area, we are on Long Island, which is a island off of New York State. It's we're about an hour east of the city of New York City. And so Adam is the founder and leader of a networking organization, a very vetted, very personable networking organization, very unique. The most active networking organization at this point that I know of on Long Island, or really anywhere that I know of anyway. And so what made you think of building a networking organization where people can have relationships first, a vetted organization where people are, you just find good people that want to hang out with other good people?
I think the traditional world of networking has been broken for many years. I define networking as collaboration and resources. And I think, unfortunately, networking has turned into commission breath and too transactional.
Yeah.
I really just wanted to build a pattern interrupt that took away, the uncomfortableness and built more of a cozy, comfortable, friendly, warm, welcoming environment. I think the caliber and quality of who we surround ourselves with is extremely important. And traditional networking groups will accept anyone of whatever industry as long as they have a credit card and a pulse. And even if they have a vetting process, usually networking groups are very scarcity mindset, more competition over collaboration. And I really just wanted to build a comfortable, warm, welcoming business community that was vetted, that offered all these different values of personal, professional, and social growth. And I just wanted to change things up. I wanted to build something that I wanted to be part of. Our membership is all inclusive. We have one membership. It's $260 a month. Every month we have about 22 different events that our members are able to go to whatever they want. We have a great consistent cadence of the events that we have where our members are able to know what to expect, what's coming up next month. We plan everything about a quarter in advance. Right now, we're actually planning into 2027. Yeah, that's why I asked you when your live to lead date was, because I don't want to schedule anything that's overlapping with it. But we're Nooks and Socials. I know that you say networking organization. I know that networking is a word that people use to describe my company. I like to say we're a vetted business community, but at the end of the day, people don't know what that means. So when they hear networking group, it's a little easier. But then unfortunately, they kind of push us into this bubble that I don't think we deserve to be in. For example, most networking groups, they are one per category, one per industry. Nooks and Socials believes in collaboration over competition. So
Yeah.
whether all of our members are in marketing, coaching, sales, whatever their business is, we're not one per category. They can all collaborate however they want.
Right.
And then, other networking groups track leads and referrals and revenue, and we don't track that. We don't want to track that. We want our members to get all the value, not just revenue and transactional value. It might be mentorship, it might be being a better dad or a better husband, or better brother, whatever it could be. And the other thing, even though we have 20 plus events a month, we don't have an attendance policy. We have an extremely easy technology stack where our members can RSVP for events, see what's going on, see who's going, add it to their calendar. They can un-RSVP if they can't make it. That's our only request, is that, from an attendance policy, is if you can't go, you remove yourself from the RSVP list, just from a headcount perspective.
Yeah.
But I'm extremely passionate about supporting small businesses. I've always found that it's lonely being in business. I have friends that are teachers or union workers, or have their traditional 9 to 5, and the conversations are just different. And not that I don't want to have those conversations, but believe it or not, those are the conversations I'm quiet around.
Yeah.
Not that I can't relate, but the conversations are just different. And that's really why I wanted to build this, all-inclusive, collaborative, relationship-driven community.
That's awesome. So what do you think is the biggest need in business people today that this community, that the Nooks and Socials community helps to solve?
More light. Pun intended, more light. You've heard people say that they want to do business with people they know, like, trust, and respect.
Yeah.
But how well do you really know the people you're doing business with? Like, I want my friends or clients to know about my family. I want them to, know what I'm working so hard for, and, who I am as a father, who I am as a husband, or what my hobbies and my interests are. I really wanted to solve the problem on focusing on who, not what. And, that's one of the things I love so much about you, Joe, is, you, like, I have a lot of memories of you, but the one memory I'll always remember is a couple of months ago, we had the event out east in Medford at Pickleball Heaven, and you spoke to my dad for over half an hour. And, like, you weren't just talking to him out of respect for my dad. Well, listen, I don't think you were just talking to him out of respect for him being my father. I'm sure that was part of it, but that wasn't the main reason. And you could have had a 5-minute conversation and walked away and gone to network or talk to someone else. And you didn't do that. Like, you took the time to get to know my dad and to listen to him, and to him to listen to you. And, like, it's about the relationships and the people. Our core values that we have in Nooks and Socials, we have 5 core values. And all of our members and all the vendors that we work with, they all have these same core values, or else they wouldn't pass our vetting process.
Right.
Help first. Are you not a help first person? Strategic thinker. You're a strategic thinker. Positive energy. You got positive energy. Relationship driven. You're relationship driven. And do the right thing. You do the right thing. So those are our 5 core values. And every single one of the members that we have, part of our vetting process, aside from those core values, is if Joe Beauchamp or Kevin, if they showed up at my personal residence at 11 o'clock at night, and I just said, "Hey, Adam, outside, I need help." I want to open my door. I want to say, "Hey, Joe, the car keys are here. The couch is there. The kitchen's there. My wife and my 3 little children are sleeping. I'm going to go back to sleep. Make yourself at home. And I don't want to have to think twice about having you in my home." And every single member we have, all 207 members, I will tell you right now that if it was 11 o'clock at night and someone texted me and said, "Hey, Adam, I'm outside, I need help," I would literally say that exact thing to them: is, "Come on in. Keys are here. Couch is there. Kitchen is there. I'm going back to sleep with my family." And I'll be honest with you, majority of the networking I've done, I'm 39 years old. I turned 40 the end of this year. I've been in business for about 16 years. And I'll tell you right now, most networking groups I've gone to, whether it's a chamber, whether it's a named networking group, I don't trust those people in my house. I wouldn't want them being around my family.
Right.
I just, that's what I don't like about networking. That's why I don't like that people consider us a networking group. We really are more of a community. And if you think about a community, like your neighbors, like you have your neighbors' backs, you take your neighbors' garbage pails in, your neighbor goes away on vacation, you look after their house.
Right.
You make extra food and you don't know what to do with it. And you say to your neighbor, like, hey, I made some extra pasta meatballs, what the kids want. Like,
You want some?
when you have that energy, it's a different conversation than what you do, or here's my business card, or I don't even remember your name. I don't even remember that we had a one-to-one together, but we did. Oh yeah. Or someone shows up to a meeting with a folder because you know that they're just going to try pitching you. Like, I'm just trying to interrupt that pattern.
Right. Now, we talk about good leadership as being influential, right? So leaders are able to influence others in a direction of some kind of shared vision for some better future, right? We want to be able to see the world as a better place and believe that we can get there, and then we influence others to go on that journey with us. And so you've influenced these 207 people to go on this journey with you, to view relationships very differently, to have this abundance mindset, not a scarcity mindset, and a collaborative, contributing mindset, all the same core values. You're inspiring people to elevate those core values and to, step up in the community. Where did did you just naturally, did your dad and mom, I mean, I imagine your dad, he's a great guy. Was that instilled by your dad? Did you have experiences that led you to this? Was it books? Was it, epiphanies? Did you learn trial and error, all the above? How'd you get to where you are now?
I'm a big energy guy. I've surrounded myself with a lot of people. I like people. I'm an extrovert, and I want to be around people I want to be around, whether I can learn from them, whether we can help each other, do business together, whatever the case is. And honestly, Joe, I just got so sick of networking. I got so sick of people just handing me a business card before introducing themselves to me. Like the way I do a one-to-one is, we'll go to the driving range, or we'll go to the Sunken Meadow and walk the boardwalk, or we'll go, to a park in someone's neighborhood because that's their favorite park and they have so many memories there. I just got tired of the one-to-ones over a cup of coffee where someone is showing up with a folder, or the first thing they want to do is pitch you. And like, you could smell the commission breath off of people's breath when they're talking to you.
Yeah.
And I got so tired of that. And if I'm going through that, people I know and care about are going through that. And my centers of influence are going through that. And I really just wanted to build a culture that you wanted to go to. I heard an amazing compliment last week. There's two compliments I've heard in the past month that are two of the greatest compliments about my company. And the first compliment was, someone said to me last week, they said, Adam, when I come to your events, I don't need to go to the bar first. And I didn't know how to perceive that. So I said to them, I said, would you mind telling me like what you mean? And they're like, a lot of the events I go to, I don't want to be at, but I look forward to going and having a drink. So I'll go and have a drink, and then, I'll feel a little bit better about being at the event. Wow. And this person said to me that they were at the event for 2.5 hours. It was one of our socials we had last week. And they said that they didn't even go to the bar to get a drink. Someone actually brought them a drink because they were thirsty, but they didn't even go to the bar. And like, that's always what their first thing is when they go to an event. And that was a really nice compliment. Yeah. The other compliment I got, which was a little deeper, you'll appreciate this, being a father and of a daughter and being a husband of a wife. One of our members left their pocketbook and their drink at the bar. And by the way, I know I'm talking about bar stories, but like, obviously
they're not all bar networking events.
Not just bars, no. But this is the problem, I think, with networking. So one of our members left their drink and their pocketbook at the bar, and they went to the bathroom and they came back and they said to me, Adam, I went to the bathroom and I left my bag and my drink at the bar. I'm immediately thinking three things. I'm thinking someone stole something, someone did something to their drink. I'm thinking all these like things of like what could have went wrong. And she stopped me. She goes, no, Adam, everything is actually really great. I'm like, well, why are you telling me this? And she goes, I felt comfortable enough around the people that I'm with that I didn't worry about someone stealing something from my wallet. I didn't worry about somebody slipping something in my drink. I didn't worry about someone taking my car keys. I was able to leave it there without even asking anyone to watch my bag or my drink. I was just able to leave it there because I knew about it. And when she gave me this compliment, I immediately just stopped and I was like, I want my daughter to be in places that she feels comfortable. I want my wife to go to places that she feels comfortable. We don't know, as men, we might not think about these things. I
Right.
would never think about leaving my drink at the bar and going to the bathroom. But the fact that a woman and a
Yeah.
large portion of our membership, about just under 40% of our membership, is women business owners. The average networking group or organization anywhere, less than 7% of women are members, and less than 2% of women are the owners. And when I started this company, I wanted to have a minimum of a third of our members to be women, because a third of the business owners in the United States is women. And the fact that we're over a third, that just makes me happy. But I'm proud of that, especially the fact that this member felt so comfortable being around these people that passed our vetting process and would come to our house, and we'd leave our door open and feel comfortable enough trusting them in our home. So I
Yeah.
hope that answers your question, Joe.
Well, listen, the culture at Nooks and Socials is amazing. I 100% agree. Like, I've never had to worry about well, first of all, I don't drink, but I've never had to worry about, a drink or my stuff. But I 100% trust anybody, any Nooks and Socials event. I know everybody there is going to have my back for any reason. I feel 100% comfortable. I know what it's like walking in to an event, being like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Who am I going to go to? But then walking into Nooks and Socials event and being like, hey, I'm home. I'm amongst family. Even if I don't know somebody nearby, I know I can just walk up to them and start talking to them, having a conversation. And it's just an easy environment to be around. It's a very trusting environment to be around. It's a very safe environment to be around. You've literally had us in your home for events. So it's, there's nothing, it's not figurative. It's not like, hypothetical. You've literally opened up your yard and your house, and you've had your family at events. I've interacted with your kids, your mom and dad and your wife and stuff. So, you live what you say. And I think, people buy into the idea. I think it's clearly a necessary concept in businesses. I actually want to point out, let me backtrack a little bit and say that, Nooks and Socials is a very diverse group as well, not just male, female, but really in every which way, age wise and experience wise, leadership wise, right? So, you have some entrepreneurs, you've got some
The
other business
average,
leaders.
yeah, I was just gonna say the average age of our membership is 40. We have members in their 20s. We have members in their 70s. We are mainly Long Island right now, but if anybody's watching this nationally, we just got our first half a dozen members who are national. We offer about out of the 20 events we have a month, we offer about 8 virtual. Some of those virtuals are hybrid, so people are there in person, but also virtual if they can't be there in person.
Right.
So I think, once again, going back to the being selective and intentional with who you surround yourself with. I don't care if someone's white, black, Asian. I don't care if someone's 20 or 70. I don't care if they're a new business owner or they've been doing business for 50 years. I care that they're a good human being that has those 5 core values I mentioned. I want them to be a strategic thinker. I want them to have positive energy. I want them to be helped first. When you take away all the other noise about what someone does and, what kind of car they drive, or, how many employees they have, when you take all that noise out and you just get to the core of who the person is, and you're getting through to each other, the conversations are just very different.
Yeah. That's great. And I experienced it firsthand. I'm there. If somebody wants to find out more information, we do have a viewership that is national and international. So somebody from another state, maybe another country, might decide they want to reach out to you, or somebody right next door might decide to reach out to you. Let's put the information up on the screen so that somebody could reach out to nooksandsocials.com or just email Adam at nooksandsocials.com. It's right there on the screen. It should be in the link in the description on this video when it's on YouTube as well. But certainly reach out to Adam. He's a great person to speak to at any time for any reason. But certainly learn business relationships the right way. And Adam, you are the epitome of doing that. I want to switch gears a little bit. We talk a lot about leadership on the International Leadership Podcast. Funny that. And leaders, one of the things that I think people misunderstand frequently is that people buy into the leader first before they buy into the idea. So your idea might be this amazing, excellent, great idea. And if 2 people have the exact same idea, they're going to buy it. They're going to buy into it from the person before they buy into it from the perspective of the idea itself. Tell us a little bit about, your view on that. How do like, what do you see in that? Because people, you got 207 people that jumped into Nooks and Socials in 7 months. And before it even launched, like I remember having a conversation with you. You're like, Joe, I have this idea. I'm like, all right, sign me up. I'm in. I want to be part of that. Right. So if you're running it, I'm running with you. So,
Thank you. There are two things that come to mind in this question. The first one's positive, the other one's negative. So I'll share the two. The positive one is I met someone a couple of years ago named Mark, and he told me that when we start this business or whatever it is, it's a journey. And then along the way of the journey, we meet people, and it becomes an adventure. And the adventure belongs to all of us. And along that adventure, it becomes a quest. And the people that are on that adventure with you, they share that same mission with you. And one of the things that I selfishly love about my business, but also other people love, is it's a win-win-win model. If Nooks and Socials does well, our members do well, the community does well, it feeds a lot. So that's the first thing, is that journey becomes an adventure.
Thank you to our sponsor, MTL Telephones. That's mtltelephones.com. You want to give them a call at 631-823-7100. MTL Telephones provides voice over IP telephone services, most likely cheaper than the price that you're paying right now, and more options. For example, I use it for my telephone service, and I can answer my call from any device, my laptop, a tablet, my smartphone, or a phone system from anywhere in the world. I can answer it here, or my assistant can answer it halfway across the world. Voicemail messages get transcribed and sent to me as text messages, as well as I can send and receive text messages from that voice over IP. They also have an AI auto assistant, so that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, your phone can be answered by an AI assistant that you have trained. So once again, you want to give them a call, go visit their website at mtltelephones.com or call their number at 631-823-7100. Pick option 5 for sales. Give Mike a call. So thank you so much, MTL, for being our sponsor for this broadcast.
But someone told me that, when you start your journey, it becomes an adventure. The people that you meet along the journey become part of this adventure with you. And then it becomes a quest. And the people that are on this adventure with you, you all share the same mission. And it's really a win-win-win model. Like if Nooks and Socials wins, the member wins, everybody, the community wins. So that's the positive thing I wanted to share, is the journey, the adventure, and the quest, and having that mission. And that was from my friend Mark. The negative thing I want to share with you, Joe, and I don't talk about this that often, but you'll understand the buy-in, people buying in from people. I have a perfect model, which doesn't make me happy to say this, but it's the truth. So in the past, I had business partners in another entity, completely different name and everything else. And when we separated, I went in my own direction. They went in their direction. And, I got my thing started right away. I didn't waste any time. I just didn't need it to be perfection. I just needed it to go. And, they waited, they built it, and I'm sure they did a great job building whatever they were building. But no matter how great it was, they launched it. And then about 6 weeks later, they informed the people that they were disbanding and they were canceling it. And I was surprised. I wasn't part of this conversation. I don't have the relationship with them anymore. But I asked a couple of people, I'm like, what happened? And they were like, nobody wanted to join. And I'm not saying, maybe people didn't like their concept. Maybe people didn't like, the energy or the culture or whatever it would look like. But I think when you lead, you talk about this being the International Leadership Podcast. I think that when you lead and people see you as a leader, what a lot of people don't know about me, Joe, I actually love being a follower. I'm 1,000% a leader.
Yeah.
And I'm a leader usually because I like it. But what people don't know is I like to follow good leaders. And a perfect example of that is like on vacation, if someone knows where we're going, I want to follow them. I don't mind asking questions, but like they know where to go. They know what to do. They know this, they know that. It's not that I don't know it and I don't want to figure it out myself. It's that I like following good leaders, and I like to adapt and modify things from them. And one of the things I've adapted and modified from you, Joe, a perfect example, what I learned at your conference 2 years ago from John Maxwell about pie. There's plenty of pie.
Yeah.
Let me share this
Make another
with
pie.
you. I got more bacon in the oven, man, and you know what? I'll share that pie with you
That's
too.
awesome.
And even though I've always had that mindset of that abundance and that collaboration, hearing that example of pie and there being plenty of pie for everyone, like that is literally the definition of Nooks and Socials. And that's why 33% of the people that apply don't receive an invitation, because they want to keep the pie to themselves. Right. A recent blog that I wrote is I, me, my versus you, we, us. I want to find the you, we, us people. I don't want to find that I, me, my person, right, because it's just not going to work.
Yeah. Yeah. We've studied leadership for thousands of years, and the same good principles show up all the time. And it's people who think about others first, who put other people first, who put the bigger vision ahead of their own selfish ambitions. Those end up being the longest lasting, most effective leaders. And those are the people that we can get behind. And so, people who've bought into your vision, they can see your culture, they can feel your core values, right? They feel them. They know that you embody them, and they want to be part of it. They want to be part of what you're doing. So people follow leaders who are going where they want to go. And if they believe that that person can get them there better than they get there on their own. Are they there?
I'm agreeing with you. I hear the pitter patter of my kids coming home from camp, which is a good thing. I want them to say hello.
I love you, kids. They can come and say hello. Say hello to an international audience.
Come say hello to the podcast that I'm on.
So this is real life. And people have said to me, Joe, listen, somebody might come in on the podcast. They might, my mom or my family member, whatever. I'm like, it's okay. It's life. Like, we're not going to pretend that life doesn't happen. You have kids. Kids are wonderful. They're part of your life. They're part of our lives. I love your kids, and our listening audience should get to experience them also. They're great kids.
By the way, talking about loving kids, if you're around, Joe, next Thursday, we have our family social at Long Island Ducks. Tickets and everything are covered. If you want to bring the family next Thursday night, if it works for you, we'd love to have your family.
Thank you. I think I saw that. I don't know if I registered for that myself yet. I'll just double check my calendar on that. So
double check it. Don't register if you can't go.
I won't register if I can't. I definitely will not register if I can't go, but I would definitely like to go if I can. That's great. I love Ducks games.
Hey, kids, is anyone coming to say hello? I am, but now they want to meet. They want to see everybody.
They don't have to. There's no. If they walk in, it's fine.
Come on, I want them.
It's all good, whichever way.
I think it's cool. We got my wife in the background clapping, like, "Come on, kids, get in there, get in there."
Set him on the podcast.
Baby Charlie's gonna come through. There's Molly.
There you go.
That's the first
Hello,
one.
Molly. You remember me?
Baby. Yeah, remember Mr. Joe, and we got baby Charlie here. Here we go. It's his basketball.
Charlie, how are you, buddy?
Jackson, come on over, man. Say hello to Mr. Joe.
Hi, Jackson.
Say hello to the world. The world.
You guys are on a podcast.
Where's Lara? There she is. You can come say hello too.
I don't know if she can,
hey, buddy.
We'll
touch that. Don't worry about it. Now I'm going to kick him out, Joe.
So to the world that's watching right now, hopefully people are watching from around the world and around the country, and they, they're saying hello to the Holzer family. This is real life.
Oh, wait, hold on, Joe. That was cute. Charlie's starting to talk. Say it again.
Buddy. Hi.
You want to say anything else to Joe?
Tell Joe, what do you have in your hands?
A ball.
All right.
That's awesome. Maybe you'll be a basketball player.
And check this out, Joe. We had Nooks and Socials name tags made for all of my kids and my family.
Oh, nice.
So we got Charlie here, which says Sports Star, which is accurate with the basketball. And then we got Jackson over here. Jackson's putting his name tag on, and his says Flash because he's super fast.
Nice.
You got your name tag on? All right. Now
I want to introduce you to Live to Lead Long Island. Live to Lead Long Island is a full-day leadership conference It's hosted by myself, and we have some other great speakers there. John Maxwell will be attending virtually through pre-recorded video, but there'll also be some live speakers there. And it's a day full of inspiration, leadership strategies, life strategies. You will develop yourself as a leader, as an overcomer. My goal is to cram pack as much value into that day as possible. I want more for you than I want from you. You will walk away with tools and tips and strategies that you could use right away to start implementing in your life to get better results with your team, with your family, with your personal self. It's made for everybody, whether you're the multi-billion-dollar leader of a multi-billion-dollar company or whether you're a startup entrepreneur, solopreneur. There is value there for you. So great networking. It's on Hop Long Island. It's coming up January 22nd. It's a Friday. It's a full day, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. event, cram packed. You're going to get a delicious breakfast, lunch, plenty of opportunities to network. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's music, there's dancing, there's tools and tips and strategies, everything leadership based. You're going to have a great time. Check out the website, lead, L-E-A-D, L-I for longisland.com, live2leadli.com. The QR code is down below. Check it out. Register today. If you're interested in being a sponsor, click on the link down there and request sponsorship packages. We're happy to have you as a sponsor. We're selling tables at a discounted price. So sign up today. It's not too soon. January 22nd, it's a Friday, full day event. Live to Lead Long Island. Talk to you soon. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Thanks. They're welcome to stay as far as I'm concerned. If they want to stay,
No, we're good. They've got from camp. They want to go play, whatever. When COVID happened, working in my home office, I never did virtual meetings before, even though virtual meetings have been around for a long time. And I had a coach at the time, Dr. Mark Miller. I think you know Mark. And I remember saying to Mark, I'm like, I don't know what to do. My kids, actually she's only my daughter at the time. I'm like, she's knocking on my door. She knows I'm in there, but she can't see me, and I'm having these meetings. And Dr. Mark goes, Adam, if your kid knocks on the door, have them come in for a minute, say hello, introduce them, whatever the conversation is, and then let them go. But he said, if anyone that you're talking to is going to have a problem with your kid coming in for 1 minute during this time, you don't want to have a relationship with them.
Focus on what's important.
I'm going to share one more other piece of advice that Dr. Mark gave me that was the most life-changing advice. And you probably know this, not just because you're a coach, but you have a little bit more experience in life than me. The other piece of advice that I got, so I'm a really bad gift receiver. I don't know if you've ever noticed that about me before. I don't know if you ever tried giving me something, but I'm not a very good gift receiver. I'm a very good giver, not a good receiver. And my birthday 6 years ago, 5.5 years ago, 2020, my birthday is December 28th. So I told my wife, I said, I don't want anything for my birthday. I don't want a gift. I don't want anything. Just a really nice card would be enough. And 7 a.m., my birthday morning, December 28th, it's probably like 10 degrees outside, if even that. And my daughter, Molly, who you just met, she was only 3 at the time. And now she's 8.5. And Molly comes running into my bedroom, Daddy, 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 on my birthday. And I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, come out front, come out front, come out front. And like, I'm thinking something's wrong. Like something's like there's a problem. Maybe the car got hit. I have no idea what's going on. And I walk outside and I see that my wife got happy birthday daddy on our lawn. And I was a complete jerk. I was like, I told you not to get me anything. I was like, we live in a double court. So I was like, I'm like, no one drives by our neighborhood that's going to see happy birthday daddy. I'm like, why wouldn't you have it facing into the windows so I can open the window and not have to go outside in 10-degree weather? And I was a complete jerk, Joe. I'm not embarrassed by this anymore because I think that there's a lot of lessons that comes to this. So I was working with Dr. Mark at the time, same time about the COVID thing. And I'm like, Dr. Mark, I'm like, this is exactly what happened. I told him flat out, I'm like, I was a jerk. I told my wife not to get me anything. My daughter was so excited. I completely ruined the day, my birthday. I ruined for them. And they were so excited for me for my birthday. And Dr. Mark said this simple advice that was some of the best advice I've ever gotten. He says, sometimes the gift means more to the person giving it than the person receiving it. And how, when my daughter came into my room saying, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy," she was so excited. It was so special and important to her. And I took that away from her. And since then, I've significantly become better at receiving gifts, even if I have to fake it, which I don't like doing because I'm very authentic and real. But even if I have to fake it, I'll be like, "Get out of here. This is awesome." Like, I won't even say, "You shouldn't have. Why did you do this?" I just say, "Thank you so much. Like, for you to have thought of me for this, like, that means that you really wanted to do something special for me. Thank you."
Listen, I appreciate you being candid and transparent about that, because it's definitely an embarrassing thing. You could still be holding on to the "why did they do this the wrong way" mindset, which some people stick to their, they double down on their incorrectness. But just owning that and being that loving dad and husband back to respond to your daughter and your wife and grow from it. So kudos to you, and to be open and honest about it. So I am not a gift giver. I don't. On the I highly recommend the 5 love languages quiz, and everybody that's in a relationship or everybody plans on being in a relationship to read the book, The 5 Love Languages. On the 5 love languages quiz, I score a 0 on gift giving. So I do not want gifts, and I'm not good at getting people gifts. I definitely struggle with that. I will give you a hug, right? Physical touch is one of my things. I'll give you a hug. I will help you out. I will acts of service all day long. I'm good with that. Quality time, words of affirmation, but gift giving, I don't. I'm just I'm kind of deficient in that. So thankfully, everyone around me kind of gets it, and we're all good. I don't want.
But though, it's tough, and this from a coaching perspective. Everyone receives things and perceives things differently. The way that I might receive something might be completely different when how someone else digests it. For the love languages, not to go on this tangent that we're kind of on right now, but there's a funny thing. Maybe Kevin will put it on the thing like he just did with the book. But if you ever want to know love languages and you don't want to read the book, 5 Love Languages, you can learn about love languages of burritos. And hey, Joe, I made you this burrito. Hey, Joe, quality of time. Why don't we make a burrito together? Hey, Joe, I want to hug you like a burrito. Thank you. But the 5 love languages in burrito terminology is funny. Like, hey, I made this burrito for you. Like, that's a gift.
Giving, I want to hug you like a burrito.
This is a really delicious burrito.
Words of affirmation. Good stuff. Yeah. Is there like a video on this somewhere, or how do people learn about this?
Maybe we should make one. If not, I think that we could do that. Kevin already made one. It's done.
All right. So I don't even know where we are time wise, but we probably should be wrapping it up.
Let's wrap it up.
Probably wrapping up
like a burrito.
So wrap it up like a burrito. Any book? I love recommending books. We talked about the 5 love languages. Any other books that were influential in your growth and development that you recommend to people?
The Go-Giver. It's my favorite book.
Yeah, great book.
I've been gifted about a dozen copies in my career. People buy me that as a gift. By the way, if anyone ever gives me a book as a gift, I will not receive it. I will not take it from them unless they write a note inside as to why they're giving me this book. Do you remember the guy Jim Tracy? He passed away a few years ago. He was with a staffing company. He was local, very involved in some of the stuff that you and I are involved in. He passed away, and before he passed away, he actually gifted me this book, and he wrote a note inside, and it was the only copy of The Go-Giver I've actually kept. Every copy that anyone's ever given me, I've always shared with other people, and I've written in the book, like, started with Adam Holzer on this date, and then every other person that they've ever passed it to has had to write it, and then on the bottom it says, "Please return to Adam Holzer at this address." And I've gotten a handful of those books back that people's names are written down all over them, but the one book that I've never ever given out of The Go-Giver was the book that Jim Tracy gave me.
Awesome. So The Go-Giver, great book, highly recommend it. Quick and easy read. It's about being, instead of a go-getter, it's about going and giving, being the give first, right? Contribute value to others first. I'm going to recommend the book, which I've recommended multiple times before, and that is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, foundational book on relationships. Another great book that John Maxwell wrote somewhat recently called The Charismatic Leader. And charisma gets a lot of bad rap lately because it's gotten too much. There's a pendulum when it comes to charisma. First, there was too much hype. Charisma is the thing. People like this. We're attracted to charisma. And then everybody's like anti-charisma, like, oh, charisma is just a load of garbage. But there's some real value to understanding this. And so John Maxwell breaks down steps, things like being trustworthy, caring about other people, being more interested in others than in yourself, being somebody who wants to add more value than they receive. All the things that you embody and that we embody as a family in Nooks and Socials. And those things can be deliberate. People can actually read a book, figure it out, implement the strategy, and become a more influential leader.
Joe, before we end this, I wrote down a couple of questions for you.
Oh yeah, please.
Thank you for listening to the International Leadership Podcast. My name is Joe Beauchamp, the host of the International Leadership Podcast and founder of Beauchamp Team Growth Solutions. Most leaders want to scale their businesses. The challenge is that you need to scale your own personal growth and leadership development in order to scale your business. You need to develop your own leadership as well as the leadership of the people underneath you. If you have a good team that's all moving in the same direction, helping to carry the load, you're going to be more successful at scaling your business. That's what Beauchamp Team Growth Solutions does. We train, we coach, we mentor, and we consult on business leadership strategy, leadership growth and development for leaders in the company in order to develop a good company culture, everyone's moving in the right direction, and to strategize your business for scaling. Give us a call at 631-770-7705 for a free initial consultation, or just email me at joe@beauchampteam.com. The contact information is right there on the screen, and I will respond to you and we'll be in touch. Thank you so much.
For lunch, if you go to a deli, what's your deli order?
So I always try to eat healthy. So it depends on like how much I give into vice, but I'll probably get a turkey sandwich with lettuce and tomato on whole wheat roll, or maybe a wrap, or I might decide to just go with like a salad with some kind of protein source on it. Usually turkey. Turkey's my go-to.
Nice.
Protein source, lean.
I will usually go for like chicken salad, lettuce, tomato, but I'll always ask if it's a new deli. I'll always ask to try the chicken salad first.
Oh, I never even thought about that.
Yeah. My next question for you is, if you were to travel, are you more of a beach guy, a city guy, or a nowhere farm kind of a guy?
So I do not really like to go to cities. If I were to go to, like, let's say a Paris, I don't think I'd want to be, minimally, like maybe see the Eiffel Tower real quick. I'm a mountain country nature guy. I want to hike. I want to climb. I want to see amazing sights. I want to see greenery, or ice if that's where we are at. I want to see the Northern Lights someday. I want to see outdoorsy type stuff. The beach is okay. I'm not a if I go to the beach and I hang out at the beach, I'm like, what? Yeah, now what?
I'm a shade guy. If I go to the beach, I want to be in the shade.
I have to be in the shade. Yeah. I mean, I try not to stay. I try to stay out of the sunlight. Obviously, sunlight's good for your skin, but it's also very damaging to your skin. So, I definitely need to be in the shade.
Next question is: would you rather go to a movie, a Broadway play, or a concert?
I would say a Broadway play. If it was fun. I've been to some great Broadway plays. I don't think I've ever really been to I've never really been to a big concert. So I don't even really know. I don't know what it's, I've never been to like a Billy Joel or something like that. I've never been to a big concert like
that. My favorite concert I've ever been to was the Eagles. I went about 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And it was the Hotel California tour. And I'll always remember that concert. Like, I was there, not even about the music it was the person I was with. I went with Steve Greenberg. It was the story of how we got the tickets and how the tickets were terrible, and then we snuck into better seats. Yeah. My last question for you is, if you can go back to any age, and you can't say the age that you're currently in, if you go back to any age, for me, it would be 10 years old.
Hmm.
For my 10-year-old birthday, I remember seeing the movie Mars Attacks with Jack Nicholson.
Hmm.
I remember playing baseball and being, really good and having my friends. And I was a drummer, and I was able to, do sleepovers with my friends and stuff like that. If you can go back to any age at all, what age would you go back to and why?
I would go back to being 16 or 17 years old, and I would earn my Eagle in scouting, because it was right. I think I was 17. I was at Life, and my plan all my adolescence was to earn Eagle. And I just decided, you know what, it's not that important. And I gave up, and I aged out at age 18. And I regret it
Yeah.
to this day. Like, I really wish that I could have just made Eagle. Like, everybody else says, oh yeah, oh, you were a scout, did you make Eagle? I'm like, no, I make excuses. Like, you either made Eagle or you made excuses. And I think that would have changed the trajectory. Scouting was such an important part of my life. When I was a kid, I didn't go on vacation. I went to summer camp. Right. That was like my family. We were not a vacationing family. My dad worked like 6 days a week, like 52 weeks a year. So if it wasn't for going with the Boy Scouts to Washington, D.C., going camping with the Boy Scouts, going to wherever, watching the Intrepid, going to museums, all the different experiences, I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have it. So it's such an important part of my life. And then to not make Eagle,
Yeah.
I would go back and do that if I could.
Sorry to hear that, but thank you for sharing. I
I-
could tell you don't seem like the type of guy to use the word regret, but I can absolutely understand in this conversation and situation why you would use it. So I hope that instead of you feeling that regret, I'm hoping that maybe you can inspire 5 people or 10 people to get it, that hear that story, that wouldn't want to use that word regret in that regard, and maybe that'll make up for the influence you could have for not making it yourself.
I hope so. There was a point when I wanted to vicariously live through my kids, but they didn't have that same vision for their lives. So I let them not, they didn't follow through and get Eagle. They were all in Scouts. But yeah, I've been a merit badge counselor. I'm still involved with scouting to this day. And my Live to Lead sponsors Scouting America now. It used to be called Boy Scouts America. Now it's called Scouting America, because now it's open to all young people. So any
great.
parting wisdom that you want to give to our listening audience before we sign off for today?
Yes, I'll give you 3 pieces of advice. The first one is, if it doesn't complement your life, it complicates your life. My father said that one.
That's awesome.
The next one comes from one of my mentors, Gary. He said, your greatest success will come from choosing the right clients. And then the last one is a quote from Oscar Wilde, which is, be yourself, everyone else is taken.
Everyone else is
And
taken.
I
like that one.
You can't be your own authentic, genuine self around the people that you're with, then you shouldn't be around them. And if you have to put on a facade or a charade, then you're not being yourself. So those are
too much
3
work.
things off the top of my head. I hope that they're pretty good for off the top of my head, right?
They are very. I thought you looked those up ahead of time. I thought you wrote them down or had them.
Nah, just easy advice. Easy advice.
Good
What's your advice? If you give people advice, what's something like, if you leave somebody with one piece of advice, what is something you would say?
The one thing that really comes to mind, especially when talking to you about Nooks and Social stuff, is have fun, right? Just enjoy people's company. Have fun with people. You had an event at your house. We took our shoes off. We just stuck our feet in the pool, which was really kind of cool. It was just I've never done that.
I have a picture for it. I'll share on the podcast right now.
Yeah, show the picture.
That was on
just
July
having
2nd.
fun. We in the business world, we tend to minimize the value of fun. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Let's see if I can put my glasses on.
Oh, you put the glasses on.
Very nice.
That was when your pants got a little wet.
Just the value of having fun, obviously being yourself. I love that everyone else is taken. Be yourself. Be authentic. People, if people don't like me for who I am, I'd rather they didn't like me for who I am than didn't like me for who I'm not. right? Like if I'm putting on a facade and somebody doesn't like that, I don't really like that either. So I have to put on a facade. So I'll be real. I'll be genuine. Maybe you like me, maybe you don't. It's okay. I'm okay with that. So, but have fun in the journey. Enjoy the journey. I define success as staying on the journey, right? So I love your example earlier where you said, life is a journey. It's an adventure. I forget all the order. It's a quest, journey, an adventure,
adventure, quest, and everyone on the quest has that same mission.
Same mission. Gotcha. And so as long as we're staying on that journey, no matter how it meanders, and we're not quitting, then I'm going to define that as successful. So. Adam, thank you so much for being on our podcast today. This is the International Leadership Podcast. If you're looking to try to get a hold of Adam, you can reach him at adam@nooksandsocials.com, or just go visit the website, nooksandsocials.com. If you live in the Long Island area, definitely come check out our events, talk to Adam, get in touch with him. If you're anywhere international or throughout the rest of the United States, you're listening to this podcast, you're like, hey, this dude, Adam, has some really great ideas. I want to talk to him. Shoot him an email. Contact on the website, figure it out. I'm sure Adam will help you. He's got the go-giver mindset and the abundance mindset. There's enough for everybody. So check it out. I'd love to hear back from anybody or see you at these events. So Adam, once again, thank you for being here and for blessing our audience with sage wisdom and experience. So to our listening audience, we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining in.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
All righty. See you later. Adam, well, that was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching our podcast of the International Leadership Podcast. Once again, my name is Joe Beauchamp, president and founder of Beauchamp Team Growth Solutions. That's beauchampteam.com. If you like this episode, please like it, share it, subscribe to this channel. If you're interested in being a guest or a sponsor of this program, please give me an email at info@beauchampteam.com. I'm more than happy to talk to you about it and discuss options and how it can work something out for everyone to win. Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Bye.